Welcome back to
I opened up a lot of my shows telling people like I'm from a small Dutch town. Then I'd be like South Holland, Illinois, you know. Whose mother are you?
Right.
This is your chance.
Right. Believe me.
Believe me. And in that moment, I knew where my mama stood.
Oh.
Don't show my mama this.
Right.
I'm a certified talker. Can I curse on here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
certified talker.
Welcome back to another episode for the T-Birds podcast. We are joined today by the beautiful, most talented, funniest Miss Arlieta Hall. Welcome. Welcome home. Welcome home. How you feeling?
I feel amazing. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Good, I know.
I'm Reggie Hamilton, my co-host.
I am Danae Russell.
Yes.
And I'm Arlieta Hall, the guest.
Right. So I'm fortunate enough to call Arlieta my friend. We are best friends.
Thank you.
I'm
That was
sorry.
crazy.
I'm sorry.
Don't
I'm
make me do
sorry.
it on here.
We are best
Ooh-wee.
friends. So she just been having us laughing and doing what she do already, but she is really a star in the make. Well, you're a star already, but you know I see great things for you. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that today. So, welcome and thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you so much, Danae, my best friend since third grade.
Gotta let all the other
Right.
friends know
In
since
case
third
anybody-
grade.
Right.
Everybody else know. Was you there?
I was here first.
When the last time you been back at the Wood?
I would have to say when my little sister graduated in 2011.
Wow.
Okay, so it's been
Where we
a while.
at? 2025 right now?
Yes.
That's nice.
Welcome back home.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me. It felt so good when I came in the doors. I was like, oh my goodness,
yeah.
look at the upgrade on the front.
Right.
Come on, budget.
It does look a little different around
Yep.
here.
Shout out to Dr. Holmes doing
Exactly.
your thing.
Yeah.
Thing. So we start with all our guests, Miss Hall. Who were you then and who are you now?
Who was I in high school?
And what year before we get started? What year
Okay,
did
so
you
I
graduate?
was class of 2006. We know
The best.
that was the best year.
Second best.
You know he was the best year. Like, we not even gonna hold you.
Right.
Like,
We
class
not gonna
of
talk about
06.
it.
Like, come on now, Jeezy dropped his
Please.
album then. Like, he
Wow.
knew what, he knew the trap or die.
TM1 always try to die then?
See, you ain't even know. Okay,
I
look.
didn't even remember
So,
that.
who was I in high school? I was a player, and
Okay. So
I was trying to think, like, what team?
yeah, cut it. No, I'm kidding.
Did we have a special?
no.
I wanted to be. Okay, look.
Okay.
All right. In real life, I was in band. I played the flute in high school all 4 years, and I used to kind of be ashamed that I was in band. So I used to I was never marching. Let's just keep it a buck.
Okay.
Let's just keep it a buck. I was never marching because I was like, I can't be out there doing, no shade, because it was a cool thing to do. But I was a kid. I didn't think it was cool that I actually was really good at playing the flute.
Yeah.
So, but I was in band, and to be honest with you, other than that, I had a lot of friends, and I was naturally funny, and I didn't know that was a skill set that I could use now. Like, I didn't know that I was a natural improviser when I was younger. Like, I was always acting stuff out. I was always just being playful, like talking in any class that I ever had to anybody. So, like, back then when I was young, I just had, like, no fear and just loved to talk and make people laugh around me.
Yeah.
And play the flute on the side.
And shameless plug, we did win solo and no, you were a soloist,
Yes.
and then we were an ensemble because I played the oboe, and we used to go to band
The
competitions.
oboe? What's the oboe? What
Well,
instrument is
It
that?
is a woodwind instrument.
Okay.
Think it has the same fingerings, pause as a flute.
Okay.
But it looks like a clarinet. It's like a cross between a clarinet and a flute, but it goes this way and you hold it this way.
Learn something new every day. I
Yeah.
didn't even know that you was
Yeah,
in the
I
band.
didn't do it in high school. But we
Okay.
were a traveling
Oh, y'all traveled and did this.
We were traveling. We was on the road.
Y'all kept this on the racks. I did
we
not
used
know.
to practice in your living room.
Yes.
Yeah,
And my mom would accompany us on the piano. Like, we really did win solo and ensemble. And we went to Plainfield. We used to be 10 Plainfield Grammar School.
Yeah.
Now we used to win. And then when we had concerts in grammar school, I do owe you an apology. I did use because me and Danae, the flute and the oboe sat right next to each other. We would walk in together, and I'm very clumsy. I used to bump into Danae every single concert and break her reed right before the show.
Wow.
And she would look at me like, "You did it again." I'm like, then she had,
or she would bust my lip, like put her head back. The thing hit me in the mouth, and now I'm looking crazy.
Wow.
But she could still play though. You know, she pulled it off.
Worked it out. We worked it
I mean, it was like routine at that point. You know what's about to happen.
Yeah,
Awesome.
wow. You were for what chair? First, second, third? You did them all.
I did them all. I did make it up to first chair, but it was like a little battle. I was like, wow. I think it was Stephanie LaFleur. She was raw. Like, I was like, what's happening here? Like, but, and then Karita Tucker. Karita Tucker also graduated from here. She was first chair.
Okay.
She was so
I
good.
do know
Yeah.
her.
So
I
we played.
remember Miss
Yeah, we
Tucker.
played the flute and the piccolo. And Karita, I used to be looking at her like, well, you know, you can sit next to her. You know what I mean? And she used to help too, so I loved her.
Yeah, but band is like, oh, you're well rounded because of it. Like, it's not that athletics is just one lane, but typically you don't see people as like multifaceted as you are in band.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I need
Shout
to
out to
pick.
band, though.
Shout out to band. I need to pick my flute back up because right now it could do me some justice with everything I got going on.
Right.
I still have it. I almost brought it today, but I ain't want y'all to try to make me play it.
All right.
Please don't. No. Were there like early signs that comedy was the way for you to go? Like, would you say in high school that was like in the forefront, or is that something that you even saw for yourself at that time?
I had no idea I could make a career out of comedy in high school.
Yeah.
It was not on my mind at all. It was not on my mind at all in college. I just so happened to go to a comedy show. And I did that because I went to like a gender reveal. And then once again, I talked to everybody at the party. I was talking to somebody and she was like, I got a comedy show after this. I'm like, tonight? She was like, at 10 o'clock. I'm like, oh, we kicking it tonight.
Yeah.
So I went to her comedy show at Second City and it was an improv show. And they were like, if you think you could do this, you could take a class. I'm like, I've been doing this all my life.
Right.
And I was 28. And I had no idea what improv comedy was. I mean, I've seen like Whose Line Is It Anyway? But I didn't like take that in as like I could have a job doing something like that.
Or would you say like In Living Color?
I loved To Live in Color. So as a kid, but see, I didn't think I could be funny like them. I thought I could be a fly girl. So I used to like dance in front of the TV like the fly girls. I'm like, this is my job. You know what I mean? Like I could do this, especially the butterfly. Like remember the butterfly came out.
do.
And then I put my
old.
hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. I was killing that. Like, so I thought I could dance, but I never, and I took dance classes and stuff like that. But as far as comedy, I just thought it was okay to make my friends laugh and it made people not, you know, necessarily bully you.
Right.
Because I'm like, okay, if we doing this, you know.
So I know you mentioned at the age of 28, right? So during that start, when did you like realize like, all right, this is my thing. This. When was the moment that it clicked for you?
So it was in my first improv class. So one of my friends at the time got me a Groupon for an improv class in Rogers Park.
Okay.
And my teacher at the time was Antoine McKay. Shout out to Antoine McKay. And I took in a class, like our first couple exercises, I got in really like natural.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm good at this. Like, this is funny. Like, you know what I mean? And then it was our first show. Danae, you came to my first show, my first ever improv show. Thank you for driving all the way to Rogers Park. Yep. And
remember that.
yeah, my family showed up. So that also, I had like 20 people there. So not only did I was like, I could do this, but then they were laughing and they weren't forcing them. Like you can't really force black people to laugh.
Right,
You know what I mean? It's a very hard audience.
Okay.
So, but when I was up there improvising, we played like really short games and how quick I was with it. I was like, I'm really good. This is something I want to do. And then once I realized I want to do it, I kind of studied it like people study everything. Like people study sports. Because I used to want to be good at sports, but I realized I wasn't. But I like the art of how people took sports so serious. So like, you know how you watch games and study how other people play. So like, that's how I started doing comedy. So I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do. I took this class. I love improv. Now I have to study improv. So I would start going to other comedy theaters to see how improv is actually done. Like, what's the difference between short form and long form? And then I was like, okay, now that I know the difference, and like, so who started improv was like Viola Spolin, and she was in Chicago, like a female that started it because she had like two groups of people that two groups of children that could not, they like like immigrants that could not speak English. So she's like, how can I entertain these children and make them communicate if they don't know each other's language?
Right.
So she had them doing improv games with gibberish. So that way they can still play. Like, so they'd be zhub, 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 zhub. You know what I mean? So you teach these games and then you come up with like, we can actually have a conversation even if we don't use words, just based off of energy. So like once I did that, I'm like, oh, a woman came up with this. I'm really in a pocket. So I started kind of going around to figure out other Black people doing it because I was like, I want to see other Black faces other than like in living color. Like it's got to be other Black people doing comedy. So I started going around finding people that did it and then studying comedy, going to comedy shows, just watching them. And then I went to like a comedy panel and then I saw the difference between stand-up and improv. I saw different women talking about the both. And I was like, I really want to, people have always told me I'm funny. In college, like I was in like a women's group and they gave me like the nickname stand-up. They like, you just so silly. So I'm like, people have always told me that. So I'm like, let me try to explore what I can look like doing this. Because improv, you share a stage with 7 people.
Right.
And I wanted to kind of stand on my own. So once I started doing that, the first mic I went to was an improvised stand-up mic where you pull out the hat and then you talk for 4 minutes. So
What do you think? So being in high school, how do you feel like your current style of comedy reflects who that person was, or does it at all? Like some people, like I love how you said that you study it, like you study like watching film and things like that. So do you think that the person that you were in high school, the comedy that you do now, those are aligned? Or do you think that you did the opposite? Like your personality in high school does not reflect who you are now as a comic?
I think my personality that I had in high school reflects very much so how I am on stage because I am very much so still a child. Like it allows me
Play
to
too much.
Yeah, I play way too much. And that's what comedy kind of did for me. People have always told me my entire life that I play too much. And then once I started doing comedy, I realized like, oh, I don't have to play too much with everybody else. Now I have an actual avenue where it's supposed to go and stop making fun of my friends. It's getting on their nerves. but like that, I do jokes about being like my childhood. So I'm just so thankful that I got to experience being at this school. Like I opened up a lot of my shows telling people like I'm from a small Dutch town. Then I'd be like South Holland, Illinois, you know?
Right.
So like I love that I'm able to bring that because that's what as I'm doing comedy and learning when you're trying to be a comedian, like the first thing you want to do is be funny. Then you want to, let me say Arlieta's levels. I want to be funny. Then the next thing I want to do is like, can I be funny to Black people? Because that was big to me. Because I was funnier to white people first. Like I did like a graduation show and I was doing that open mic and white people would eat me up. Then I went to Bartend Doors, which is Leon Rogers' open mic, and I bombed. I was like, oh no, Black people hate me.
Right. But Black people be hard though. Like they want you not to be funny.
Yeah, because everybody else is funny.
Right.
And they family.
Or everybody got a funny cousin.
Yeah.
Like, she ain't even funny like that.
And Chicago is harder because Chicago is funny and we're not really a friendly city. So once you got to break down, and which is good when like being a comedian, once you break that down, people gonna laugh. Just like, growing up. Like I started being a comedian, I would say like in probably like 3rd grade. I remember when I moved to the suburbs and I went to school and somebody teased me for being Black. Like, look how dark Arlieta is. Like, look how Black she is. And I just kind of stood there like, what is happening here? Like, so when I went home, looked in the mirror like, you are Black, you are dark. Ain't none really, you can't wash it off. And then I was like, you ain't ugly though.
Right.
Right. Then I went to school the next day and I'm like, okay, I'm about to look at everybody around and study them, because if somebody say something to me, I'm saying something to you. Like, I don't care what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I remember that person that did it, he said something to me and I was like, and that's why your mama drive the bus. That's a good job though.
Right.
Really, that wasn't
Right.
But in 3rd grade, you eating with that. You know,
Right.
you don't want to see your mama when you get dropped off at school, you know, like, so, but.
Shout out to the bus drivers. All love.
Shout out to the bus driver, CDLs, you know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to get my CDL right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm really a hustler at life.
Oh, they about to keep you out. They about to lock that door.
Don't
on you now.
do it. I was 7.
Right.
But it helped me like now as a comedian, like I said, so once you get funny on Black people, you like, okay, boom. Then you want to be funny on white people. Then you want to have this joke that's like, okay, is your joke repeatable? Do people want to keep hearing it? And then it gets to like, and I'm opening up for this. Kelly Howard, she actually graduated from Thornwood, class of 1999. Kelly Howard, class of 1999, is one of my mentors.
Okay.
Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly. And she told me to have fun. She like, you doing all of this work and you forgetting to have fun. You have the job to make people laugh. Like, your job is not to just... She was like, that's not how this works. If you're not having fun, nobody's having fun. And the audience can tell when you was not having fun.
Right.
And they will judge you for that. Yeah. So then it started to me to not care about what my audience looks like. It's about me delivering the jokes the best way I want to and to have fun with them so I can be the most authentic.
Got you.
And we both have seen you.
Yeah.
I've been seeing you from the beginning, but you always have a way of standing out. Like, no matter how many people are on stage with you, I feel like people just, it's just something that you're just good at it, right? But it's something that makes people connect with you, and all people. Like, I've seen you in black rooms, white rooms, and that is a
I think
skill.
it's the energy that she brings for sure.
Yeah.
Like, that's my opinion. When I went to the shows, I was like, man, her energy just captured the whole room. And there was a lot of different, backgrounds at the show that I attended. So that was like really cool to see. And,
Thank you.
And not to add, when you go support somebody, you get nervous for them. Like, man, I hope this person does good. Like, I really. So I was sitting there like nervous. Then, she introduced the show, did her thing, said her joke to, capture the audience. And then I really started laughing. I'm like, all right, cool.
Right.
She good. She really good at this. Because for me, I want my
then you had
people
that
to do
awkward
good.
moment afterwards, like, I came to see you, girl. That wasn't all that. But you make it easy for, like,
100%.
Me and my mom have come. I brought my family out, like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
Love
you.
that.
I was texting her like, hey, we got to come, we got to pull up to
Yes.
a show.
I think and thank you for saying energy. I think it's energy. And also, I'm really big on acknowledgement with the audience. Like, if I look out to the audience, I'm going to try to look at every single person in the audience.
Right.
I'm going to try to make sure that they feel seen. I'm going to deliver my jokes to them. Like, even when I'm on stage, like at Second City doing like a sketch, like I'm not a theater baby, so I'm not like big on like performing straight out. I'm like, how y'all doing?
Right.
Because I feel like when people feel like they're a part of the experience, they connect more to you. But yeah, I don't know. I pray for connection before I do any show, like to connect with the audience as well.
Well, I think you did a hell of a job at the show that I attended. So
Thank you.
So tell us like any misconceptions about being a comedian that you would like the audience to know.
It's not easy. People think when you because it looks so easy because you just have because
I don't think it look easy.
Yeah. Like I said, I was at the show nervous as hell. Like
I'm sitting.
It's a lot of people
nervous,
here,
right?
It's not easy. It takes a lot of bravery, and I also think it takes a lot of writing, and it takes trial and error. Like I said, I bombed before, but it made me really understand that I really, really cared. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've seen people play, like, I bring up basketball because I know both y'all play. Like, I've seen people lose championships. They be crying. And I'm like, oh, this is deep. You know what I mean? Lose a game. The coach is mad. Everybody mad. When you bomb, there's nobody, like, the comics don't shake your hand. They about to roast you right after that. So now you got to double down on you suck.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to walk. And you can't just walk out the door, like, because they make it worse, like you just left the establishment.
You gotta just sit in
You
it.
got to stick it out, you know, and then you got to, but when you realize that you really want to return to comedy again after that, you realize you're a true comedian. And I think understanding that comedy is not something, like, I know we're in the era of social media, like, people take off so quick. But I feel like comedy is something that is just so, it takes time. And it's something that just develops over time. And it's something that you can do for a long time, as long as you actually write and practice. It takes a lot of practice.
So I'm glad you brought that up, practice, because I was just thinking, like, from a basketball perspective, I have a bad game. I know what I need to do, get in the gym, shoot more shots, right? So you bomb. What does those reps look like?
So I record myself a lot, and then I listen to myself. It's so hard to listen and watch yourself be on stage because it's a lot to already do that. So I record myself, I watch myself, and then I'm honest. Did you get a laugh here? No. You know, who are you saying this for? Oh, yourself? Say that in therapy.
right. This ain't the place.
Same place. Take that up out that joke because it's clearly not a joke. And then, like, when you really, like, so for me, I watch myself and I listen to myself a lot. when I really first started was really understanding that I had to open mic a lot. I used to do like 5, like out of 7 days in a week, I would try to at least do like 5, 6 mics. I was at a lot of stuff to try to like get the nerves off, get the fear off, and then just trying to find my own way, because there's no, even though I took a class and I do teach comedy, I do teach stand-up, but I feel like comedy is so personal. Even though you can be taught a style, you still have to kind of own it your way.
Right.
So like after I record myself and watch myself, then I start really paying attention to the audience and like what are they really responding to, and then I'm like, okay, take this out, do this, take this out, do this. And then like I've done, like I went to LA last year and I was in a competition, and then I had to do a show where I had to chop my jokes down from 3 minutes to a minute and a half. And then she was like, well, this is what TV is.
Yeah.
She was like, TV is, she was like, okay, you can be funny a minute and a half, but once I take this to my boss, they need to know that you can be funny 60 seconds or less. And I need, and in those 60 seconds, I need to laugh every 7 seconds. So like,
Yeah. So,
and it
I'll
needs,
be out there.
and it has,
so that's why I feel like it's
Y'all heard the
way
word?
much harder. Like your reps got to come in through like actual performance,
Right.
like where any like an athlete, we go in a
You can do it
empty
alone.
gym. Yeah.
You need other people in order. Like, I feel like what I'm gaining from this is you can read people so well. Like I've gotten to shows and seen you sitting in the back, and I just wonder like what you back there doing. But I guess, are you seeing who's walking in, what's going on at this table? Like that process is a lot.
oh, so I sit in the back of the shows and take notes during the whole show. I take notes on all the comedians. I take notes on everything I see. And I will go up there and then run my notes to the audience.
Yeah.
And then I'll do my set. You know what I mean? Like, so, and that's because I need to be able to pay attention to the room.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, what is everybody saying that I'm not, and what can I bring up that we all paying attention to? And see, like that works sometimes, but then I'll have shows where they like no crowd work, do your jokes. You know what I mean?
Right.
So then it's like you have to take that off the table and still be able to bring people into your jokes. And it may be a cold room where nobody really hosted and they're not even ready for this. And they just sitting there like, I just took my coat off. What's up? You know? So you still have to be able to like bring them in like, what's going on?
Right.
So it has taught me that one, you're performing. They don't owe you nothing. You know what I mean? Like, you need to dress better than your audience. They came all the way here, paid a ticket to see you. So it's like, really put your energy out there. So I will do, like you said, energy. I will put my all on the table if it's one person, 100, 5,000, because like whoever they hear, they care. They here to listen to you. So yeah, it's really about like reading the room is really big and knowing what you can and can't say to like in this type of era of cancel culture too.
Yeah. So has it ever been a show where you just like knew you absolutely killed it? Like you ever had that feeling when you just walked off and like, yeah, I did that.
It is the best feeling in the world when you kill as a stand-up comedian. I'm not trying to not sound humble, but I've been killing a lot.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm not trying to not be humble, but I have been killing a lot because I work so hard. And I mean that. I work really, really, really hard. I've been doing comedy for 8 years.
Okay.
And I kill. Like, I kill because I care. Like,
Right.
and everybody that know me know I really, really care. Like, I'm nervous before every show. I pray before every show. And when I kill, it be like, you walk out of there like, I mean, head up,
Right.
chest. It's hard to sleep. So sometimes,
It's adrenaline high.
yeah, it is. Like, I'm off a show high. So most of the time I'm off a show high. I typically have to call one of my friends, or I have to hang out a little bit longer. And then, or when I get home, it's hard to go to sleep because you're so wired, because stand-up comedy is so hard. And when you're able to get that conversation with the audience and they receive it, and it's one thing to make people laugh, but when they come up to you afterwards, like, I really like this, or I connected with this, or you did this, or I'm following you, you like, I did that. And then it becomes the expectation for me moving forward. Like, every show, I need to do that. This audience is here for you to entertain them, not for you to come out here and try something that you know not gonna work and bring them down as if they don't already have enough going on.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna brag on you for a second. That's what I do in the streets. But like, you've traveled and done shows and sold shows and all of that stuff in all these different places. Tell us about where comedy has taken you the last few years.
So, comedy is something that try to make a short answer. Comedy is something that I did by a leap of faith. I decided to take care of my dad in 2018 because he was a person with Alzheimer's. So I decided to quit my job and take care of him. And while I was caregiving for him at the time, I was the only other thing I was hustling outside of that working, but the only art form that I could really do was comedy because it's at night. So by the time I finally put him to sleep, I can actually go outside and like perform. So like that's how I started doing comedy. And then I started doing jokes about my situation as a caregiver, and using improv to agree with him. And like some of the scary situations that I would have with him, I would tell on stage and people would be cracking up and tell me how much they connected with it. So from that, I started making a documentary called Finding Your Laughter. And then, so, because everything kind of happened at once. So I started making a documentary. This is 2018. So in this same year, I'm doing stand-up comedy, improv, sketch. And then this is my first time ever having an agent, like ever acting, all the same year. So as I'm doing this, I'm just constantly doing stand-up, constantly doing my improv. I had a show every week at that point. You used to come to my shows, and I first started doing improv at the Comedy Clubhouse when I was like the only black girl on the team of white people. And I think that's every black performer that improvises. We all go through that. You're gonna be the only black person on a team full of white people, and you're gonna have to make it work. So we all go through that. So I went through that process and started doing improv more. So and then it was a class at the time where they taught us diverse comedy and what we could learn at these institutions without having to pay for it because we are people of color, if that makes sense. So I was learning how to write comedy and how to actually perform it as I'm doing stand-up and as I'm improvising and auditioning acting, okay? So then we fast forward to 2019. My first acting gig I booked was The Chi. So, which was like huge. I was like, dang, I really booked this.
It's a good show.
Yeah, and it was only for one line, and they auditioned over 200 girls. So that's when I realized, like, oh, acting is, you're not, because you're auditioning is working, if that makes sense. Like, so I was like, okay, I'm booking this, so I'm acting. Then I had auditioned at Second City to be in their Bob Curry Fellowship program. It was a black actor at Second City, the first one to get on the main stage. So they had a fellowship for him. So I got in the program. I auditioned for the program, and Second City didn't know who I was. They were like, you haven't taken any classes here. We don't know who this girl is. And we have to do a minute of comedy. And I did a minute of stand-up about my daddy and how I use improv with him. And I made them laugh. So I didn't understand why I didn't get picked off the first time. So
shade.
But moving forward, they end up picking me in 2021. So I end up getting in the program, and from the program, we were the only Bob Curry to ever be extended and be paid for writing our own show. And then from there, I continued to work at Second City as an understudy. Then I became the first cast to write an all-black show for the Black History Month show at Second City called Dance Like There's Black People Watching. We sold the show out all 10 weeks in a row, which is almost never been done. And then from there, I was in the next year at the Black Excellence Show, and then they toured us. So I ended up doing a residency in Washington, D.C. last year at the Woolly Mammoth for Dance Like There's Black People Watching, which was really cool. But in the same time, we got to D.C. the election day. Okay. So DC was, the vibe was different.
It was hot.
Election day was cool. We all were up in the air. Everyone was still, happy, still like voting, and everyone's getting out there. And we we got a show opening tomorrow. Everyone come out. Then the polls came out, and then we were like, oh, we have to change the entire show.
Because it was a black show.
So we had to adjust the show. But just saying that, so the leap of faith that I took with taking care of my dad, that I did know that I was going to take. I never planned on my father being sick. I was a human services caseworker for the state of Illinois. I loved my job. So I ended up quitting my job, taking care of my dad. And from there, I ended up making a documentary about him. I started doing improv. I got booked for The Chi. I started working at Second City. I currently still work there as an understudy for the main stage. I was one of the first to ever write a show there. From there, my first class that I ever taught, I took a comedy class to learn stand-up comedy, and now I teach stand-up comedy. I did the residency in Washington, D.C., and then this past May, I pitched my documentary for $150,000 with Black Public Media for finishing funds, and I won.
Let's go. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh, and I co-produced Chicago Readers, best comedy show in Chicago. My best friend is Black. For 2 years in a row, we have been the Chicago's best comedy show.
Yeah.
The resume is thick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do it all.
And
yes.
well deserved, too.
Thank you.
And we'll
deserved.
dig more into the documentary coming up here soon. But let's go back a little bit.
Yes.
Think about your Thornwood time.
Ooh, let's go.
What's some moments from your time here that still make you laugh?
Oh, okay. It would be the time that so me and Rakenya Ashley are best friends in high school.
Hey, Rakenya.
Hey, Rakenya. And Rakenya was suspended from school. And she was like, it was like a day. I can't remember what we were doing at school that day. Like, we had T-shirts made. Like, I feel like I had like a T.I. T-shirt made. Like, this was when he came out with Motivation. Like, like
The King album.
The King, yeah, like I had, on the back of my shirt I had like niggas faking only gonna inspire. like with my red and black 12s on, couldn't tell me a thing. Got that shirt spray painted at River Oaks.
Right.
So
River Oaks. River Oaks is still holding on.
I don't know how.
I don't know how either.
holding.
Yeah.
Oh, they holding the guys and changing hands. So she was suspended from school. So she was like, I don't really want to miss out what's going to happen. I was like, well, let me take your camcorder to school. She like, for real? I'm like, yeah. So I took the camcorder to school. So I'm recording all school.
And children, a camcorder is
Right.
a device that's not your phone,
Right.
but records. I mean, it does what your phone does, but in a much bigger format.
Yes, I had to put an actual physical tape in there, close it, and
Yeah.
push record.
Yeah.
And then because we didn't have no new tapes, I had to record over whatever her daddy
Yeah,
recorded.
it's fine.
Sorry.
Right.
So I came to school, like, filmed the whole day. Like, I mean, it was a lit day. We was in the hall. We was doing the 40s. Like, y'all remember that? 40s.
Yeah, right.
40s. Like, y'all recorded lunch. Like, you know
We
what
need
I'm
to
saying?
find that footage.
Like,
Yeah.
she still got it. Like, I felt like I was doing what they do on Twitch right now. I felt like that was what I was
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
in
For sure.
school. Like, so that was really fun for me. And I think another fun time was, I don't know if it's fun, but it may be the reason why I don't have any children, was health. When they showed us a woman having a baby, it was no
yeah.
trigger warning.
No.
It was no,
Just
this is what we
wide
doing.
open.
It was just wide open. It was just like, I bust that pussy open and then I tell her bring it back. Like, I was
No,
in class and we was in class like, what? It was freshman year.
No,
like, we
yeah.
seeing real open coochie.
No, they
Like,
hit you hard from the beginning.
From the beginning.
So
Yeah.
they could try to stop the teenage pregnancy.
yeah,
Yeah. Knowledge.
that taught me something.
Yeah.
Health classes pay it off.
Yes.
I thought you were gonna say, like, remember they used to show us the STDs?
Yes,
Like,
like,
they would
and what it
show.
do to you. I'm like,
Yeah.
why is there so much cottage on that young woman's vagina? Why is there so much cottage cheese? I was like, none of us should be having sex.
Yeah.
Like, but okay, that was the time. I'm trying to think of something else I did in high school. I really was a good kid in high school when I
Yeah.
think about it. I really went to class. You know, one thing I did, I took speech class. That's the only thing that I did related to comedy.
Yeah.
And then I still was like, this ain't.
I feel like that was more giving speeches. I guess it's the same skill.
Yeah,
set,
but it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's cooking class?
Yeah.
Why, never forget me making salsa. And then I rolled some yeast bread up.
Oh yeah.
I
you
never
use that
had that
skill
class.
Now
That's-
still.
Yeah, I be making bread.
You be cooking though.
I do cook now. I don't be making. I should never said I be making bread. That's
I was
smooth.
gonna say that was some COVID stuff.
And it was
That's-
really lame. Yeah, I be making bread. It was too soprano to be the truth.
So, about that class, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it any teacher that you feel like played a role or influenced you or gave you the platform during class to, be in that comedian mode? Or be a class clown is what we would call it back in the day.
And how do you feel about the term class clown?
I feel like most comedians are class clowns. We were
Yeah.
people that typically we're gonna be funny, so nobody was gonna bully us. So if you said something, we were gonna be silly. And like I'm a real physical comedian too, so I think class clown would be deserving. But like I'm trying to think of a teacher that let me just play. Who let me play? And I feel like I got in trouble for playing. Like, what's her name? Miss Lester?
Miss Leathers.
Miss Leathers. Miss Leathers is two. Miss Lester and Miss Leathers. Miss Lester taught U.S. history right here.
So it might be Miss Lester.
Yeah, and then Miss Leathers was upstairs.
Yeah.
No, okay, let's talk about Miss Leathers for a minute. I love Miss Leathers. But Miss Leathers really, I felt like I was in her class. We were reading Romeo and Juliet. And I was reading it with all the umph. You know what I mean? With the comedic umph I have right now. You know, giving Juliet that soul she needed. Because she wasn't never saying much.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing that we really, you know, I'm like, Julie, you know, so I was reading it in a way it should be like, that's not what's on the paper. I'm like, come on now. I'm giving this life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
people
giving.
are asleep up in here.
They
I'm
sleep.
waking the people up.
I'm waking the people up, Miss Leathers. I was improvising, had no idea. You know what I'm saying? Like saying stuff that's not happening, trying to see what's going to happen in the class. But she like pulled me to the side. You ever got pulled to the side by a teacher? When you was being funny, like, you know, and she was like, you know, I really don't like how you're acting and disturbing the class. And I was like, but they're laughing.
Right.
Like nobody's really upset. You know, like I'm bring this is called community shit. I see what you're doing and it's not gonna work. Now I look back and I'm like, I was hosting the class.
You definitely
Helping your job.
I was doing this.
I was making it
I'm
easy.
filtering the information now, you know, in that way that you kind of wish you had a kid do. Like, you know, Miss Leathers tried to clock my tea, but I was doing what I needed to do.
Yeah. And look at her now, Miss Leathers.
Yes. And then it was a substitute. She was black. We had her for a while because I feel like Miss Lester had a baby, and then we had this black substitute. I'm mad I can't remember her name. She's the only person that ever called my mom on me. So this is for you.
Wow.
So
Said she was a visitor here.
Right.
she was a visitor. How dare you?
Couldn't even get your name on the outside of the classroom. You calling home the parents.
You didn't even get my name right when you went over the roster today, and you was nervous when you got to it. You was Arlieta Hall.
Miss Hall. Miss Hall.
No, that ain't even me, Miss Lady. You know what I'm saying? So we in the classroom. I'm once again hosting the class. Everybody's bored with what's going on. So you know they used to sit you at those little four desks turned together, like 4 or 5 turned together. Yeah. Like okay, we in these groups. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in my group. Helping the group, giving them energy, talking to them, you know what I'm saying, about this history lesson that we learning about the Civil War. Speaking of that, why didn't nobody tell us that, what's his name? JFK, nobody was calling him that?
JFK?
Yeah.
He became that afterwards?
I'm going to look his name up in a minute. I'll tell you what they was really calling him, but they was never calling him JFK, but that's what we learned in the books. But anyway, so I'm in the classroom, you know what I'm saying, being funny. So then she moved my seat. Okay. So then she moved my seat to another group. So then I did the thing. I was like, no matter where you move me, I'm gonna talk.
Right.
But it was just being honest. This is not being mean. It's just letting you know I'm about to activate this little group over here too. So I'm activating this group. None too much. Nobody's roasting each other. We just having a good time communing, making jokes, maybe laughing at you because you moving my seat.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Probably laughing.
It's all
at you.
11 games. I'm 12. You know what I mean? So I started school a year early. I'm 12. Like I
you
feel like
are
I
a
should have been given
baby.
grace.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a kid. So then she kicked me out. I'm like, out.
Oh, this is real.
This is real. So all the games went out the window then. I'm like, oh, she kicked me out. I ain't really one of them bad kids that's really trying to do all that. She sent me to A108. I'm like, I'm going to the detention room. All right, let me act like I'm cool enough to be up in here. Please don't call my mama. So I go in the detention room, sitting there. You know, it's cool. You don't feel like you in trouble, and they feel like you with everybody out kicking it. Boy, she called my mama, and then made my mama come up to the school.
She lost it. Yeah.
And my mama is a school psychologist. Even though she
Right
did
on.
retire from Thorn, she was a school psychologist at Thorn. So that means I don't get away with anything. That means I got tested at the age of 5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To know that I couldn't get away with nothing.
It mean you know better.
Right.
Exactly. So she comes in here and then she literally sits down and believe everything the lady say. Just sitting there going along with her. Yeah, she did it. I'm like, Ma. I'm looking at her and I'm testing her. I'm like, Ma. We don't even know this lady.
Right.
Who is this woman?
Right.
She a sub. Arleta, don't start that. I'm like, put your hand. Whose mother are you?
Right.
This is your chance.
Right. Believe me.
Believe me. And in that moment, I knew where my mama stood.
Oh,
Don't show my mama this.
right. Miss Carolyn.
So, any moment that you feel like you can relive or bring back like one aspect about your time at Thornwood?
I would, if I could bring something back. Okay, one, do they still do pep rallies? I meant
I'm
to bring
sure
that up.
they
Pep
do.
rallies was lit.
Yeah.
Pep rallies was lit. But if I could bring, what if I could do something? What if I could create something?
Okay.
I'm trying to think of bring, because what did I really, do they still do concert band? That was really enjoyable to me. I know I didn't spend a lot of time talking about band, but like, I really, really enjoy being able to play like beautiful pieces. And we used to perform like at South Suburban College. I think it's really cool to see a group full of people of color, like being able to have that type of skill set.
Yeah.
And you don't really see that. Like, it wasn't really even publicized like that when I was going here, that we
Yeah.
were really that good. So I feel like something like that should be like given the kind of grace that it should be given, because we're really talented.
Yeah.
Right.
And it works. I mean, the more exposure you have to different kinds of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Okay. Rapid fire questions. So
Yes.
we're gonna throw some things at you and you just freestyle it.
Catch it.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Class you always wanted to skip or that you did skip.
Okay, I only skipped one class, and I skipped speech.
Okay.
Because everybody was leaving school to go to Thornton or somewhere else. And I was like, you know what? This could just be fun to just leave this place. So I left. And then the first thing I did was went to the lunch period. I skipped and went to, I had 4E lunch. My lunch was already cracking.
Yeah, that
but
was the big one.
I went to the lunch aftermath, and nobody said a thing. Like, I got away with it. No teachers noticed it. And I was like, this why they did.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Did you get the call home?
Oh, I did
They
get the
did
call
the
home,
robocall?
but I got home before my mama, and this by the time we had call ID,
Yeah.
and I had to pick up, delete the call off the call ID, and then I hit the voicemail like, and we gonna delete that too, because why are you calling my house with a robocall?
With a
They
robocall.
do it right away.
Why did
too.
they have AI?
I don't know. Right. That was.
And you can see the
early-
teacher in the hallway of the class that you
Yeah.
in. He won't say nothing. He or she won't say nothing. They know that robot about to do what they about to do. Okay. So describe your clothing style.
So, that's what I do like about high school. I used to be in a mic movement with Corey Lasta in high school. I really, really love Jordans, and I think it was my sophomore year, the navy blue and white 12s came out, and this is being a kid, I was online, on the actual real like internet thing. It was
Right.
physical. I think I was 23 is me. Like, I'm not. That's that blood
That's the other
website.
one. Right.
23 is back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then you can
23
see,
is back, classic.
So I'm looking on 23 is black. 23 is back. I'm like, I want those. And my brother always had Jordans. So down to like, remember the suitcase mics? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna
I
get me.
remember those.
Yeah.
remember those.
I'm like, I'm gonna get me some Jordans. So I'm like, Diddy, can I get some Jordans? He was like, of course. I was like, you mean to tell me it was that easy?
Right. Wow.
You mean to tell me, because I got some good grades, I get some Jordans.
Uh-huh.
So then he bought them. Then I was like, I'm running this up. They come. I'm gonna look at the release dates. Can I get these? Then I knew it was real when I started saving my money and going to Coinstar, and like I got half. If I got 40, then you literally
Right.
should have that other
Right,
40 as
right,
my
right.
parents.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to have to take
It's
y'all to court.
irresponsible for you
Right.
not to.
So I love gym shoes. So I'm still one of those people that love gym shoes. I love being like, I like putting clothes together, if that makes sense. So I love bright colors. I love like graphic t-shirts like I got on right now. I got on a Biggie t-shirt. It was all a dream. I don't know why I did that.
Shout out Biggie.
Right.
Shout out to
You
Biggie.
have a wall of shoes though. You have a lot of.
Yeah, I love heels too. If you catch me on stage, I'm typically like dressed up in heels and stuff, because I do feel like, I'm single. So I feel like the stage is like, my little husband or boyfriend, and the audience is like, what I'm saying? So it's like, get dressed up for your, your man is there, like get dressed up for your people. So I'm always in heels when I'm typically on stage. And then when I'm doing improv or something, I'm typically in gym shoes, because it's time to play. It's time to roll
Yeah.
around
Right.
like a kid again.
Yeah. Okay. Do you remember in gym class there were like different options, right? Like on any given day. What are you choosing? What were you choosing most days out of the week during your gym period?
Gym did not start like that. They tried to act like we was fat, and then they gonna come up sophomore year with this little health club. So it really took me. So like on any given day, I was doing the track, them popsicle sticks, because
Yeah.
we knew how to play the game.
Yeah.
So I was popsicle stick shorty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm hitting that, and then y'all did learn how to swim. I already had a pool in the backyard, but being at Thornwood leveled me up. Like I will dive anywhere. I will show
Jump
off.
in the deep.
I will butterfly stroke. Like
Right.
people be like, black people can't swim. Yeah, this one can. I be at the Crocs Center showing off in front of them senior citizens.
So, best place to be funny, hallway or classroom?
Classroom for me.
Yeah.
Classroom.
I don't know, a little bit of both. Y'all know I'm sneaky. Classroom because I like to whisper, you know what I'm saying, something that we all see. But then the hallway, I'm a certified shit talker. Can I curse on here?
Yeah.
Certified shit talker. So if I do catch some in the hallway, I am trying to talk that shit. Like I am a locker girly too. You know what I'm saying? So like both. Can I say both of them?
Yeah,
Okay,
both
both
of 'em,
of
for
them.
sure.
And what about
sure.
the lunchroom?
I'm definitely talking shit in the lunchroom because
Yeah.
I could be loud. We got to scream on each
Right.
other. Did you see that over there?
That was like recess.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in the class, like I was in a lunchroom when grinding came out. Like I feel like I'm the
yeah.
original, like like a OG. The fact like we was in there.
Right.
And
Like-
shout out to the Clips. You know,
You
we
know
got a new
what?
album out again. You know,
We
We were
see
just
you.
talking about the
just talking about the Clips. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They tiny desk was serious.
So yo,
I'm sorry.
yo, go-to hairstyle back in the day.
Because you switch it up.
I do switch it up, but back in the day, I had a rap. Okay, I had any given day, I had a rap.
Had the rap.
My
Okay.
little motions rap. I used to go to Mina's when I was trying to be fancy with some extra feathers. You know what I'm saying? And then a ponytail. You know, we loved a good little ponytail straight up. We didn't have baby hairs was minimum. It wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't
no.
the overly baby
Well,
hairs.
Unless your mama's done that. My mama used to lay them down.
I did lay my
People
ha-
used to come to our house in the morning. You probably was one of them to get their baby hairs done.
Yeah, I mean, we did have that toothbrush, and I don't care what
Yeah.
nobody said. That black gel used to work back in the
No.
day on the
Yeah.
edges, like with that toothbrush. It did used to
We
chalet
forgot
it
where
down.
we came from.
Yeah.
We needed the alcohol to lay it down back then.
Yes.
All right, this one's a little more serious. What does the high school Arlieta think of current Arlieta?
Oh, she is so proud of Arlieta for being able to just be free. And like, you know, Arlieta was in corporate America at one point in time. So the high school Arlieta is like, oh, you really gonna be yourself. You super confident, you know, because I was insecure when I was younger. Like I was, and I know that's like crazy to believe because I come off like extremely confident. But like, you know what I'm saying? I was insecure. I didn't really know even how to talk to guys when I was younger. Like I didn't really know, you know, just wasn't really clear on things.
Finding a way.
Yeah, so I think the high school Arlieta will be so proud of how clear I am with people, how well I read people, how good I am with protecting my energy, and just how far I've come with what I'm doing with my family and with my career. She would be so happy, and she'd be happy. I just get to play so much. Oh, I get to
Amen.
play.
Amen. I love that for you. So tell us about your documentary project that you mentioned.
So my documentary, Finding Your Laughter, please subscribe right now, is about how I use stand-up comedy and improv to communicate and caregive for my father, who is a person losing himself with Alzheimer's disease. So I started the project when I started taking care of my dad, and it just kind of started indirectly. Like I would just post videos when I originally quit my job of me and my dad, just like on Instagram. I would post videos of me talking to him or agreeing with whatever he thinks that he is or what I'm doing, or it's like stepping together. And then people would be like, we're really proud of what you're doing. Like even Danae, like all my friends, every friend that I've had, like I grew up with, I'm still like in communication with. So people would just be like on that I follow would just be so proud of me of what me and my dad was doing. So I talked to my friend at the time who was a filmmaker, and I'm like, Brittany, I think I have a film. Like she was like, okay, I want to do a documentary. So we started working on this in 2019. And for the long time, it was just like me and Brittany. And then we like expanded. We ended up working with Donnie Seals. Shout out to Donnie. And then we worked with Mary Manhart. And now we have our executive producer, Yvonne Welbin, who is the owner of Sisters in Cinema in Chicago. So the film covers every aspect of me, like starting comedy and like doing jokes about my father, to actually losing my father, and then it covers me like I always come off really bubbly and really laughing, but it covers like the Arlieta that people don't see, like what it feels like when I am pissed off, what it is like when I am sad. I'm sorry, damn, no, I want to cry. But because people don't really get to see that sad, and I do a lot of things to make life feel like breezy. So I love that the documentary kind of covers all of that. So we it's gonna be a full feature documentary, so it running like over an hour, but we're looking to do like a cut for PBS to be like 60 minutes. I started like crowdfunding, so my first fundraiser was in 2022, which was set up indirectly, and it ended up going around the same time my father was in hospice, which we didn't do on purpose. So it was very hard for me to like fundraise, but a lot of people that will probably see this podcast have donated to my film, and just been supportive. So I just want to thank you all for that, because them came from people that know me, not nobody else. Them came from people that really know me and really mess with me, and people that come to my shows, and I just really appreciate that. So, but the documentary, I'm goaling it to be done by the end of this year. We still working on grants to finish it. We just got into an impact campaign, an impact fellowship with Looky. So we're working on what that looks like, to how the impact will look at the end of the film. And in addition to the film, I do workshops where I teach people how to use improv and empathy to communicate with their loved ones that they're taking care of when people with Alzheimer's and dementia. So that's a strong component of the film too, that like Danae was saying earlier, like I just took a leap of faith, and it has brought me to do everything that I'm doing now that I did not know that I could do. Right. So the documentary is just a reflection of that, and I can't wait till it come out.
Very excited for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've seen some versions of it, and like it's so powerful. Like, of course, I was there during it all. But to see it packaged in a way that like you can't walk away from seeing that and not feel something, right? But what do you want people to feel when they watch it?
I want people to watch it and walk away with subtle tools to kind of communicate differently with people that have dementia and Alzheimer's. I know more often when we see like people with dementia and Alzheimer's, people are they know they're confused. So it's like, I want people to see my documentary and be like, I could agree with them a little bit. I don't have to keep telling this person they don't know who I am. I don't have to keep like going back and forth with them. I don't have to take what they're doing personal, because this is their disease and they're going through it. So I want people to walk away with a different perspective of how to communicate with this person, with a different set of maybe patience. I know people don't typically have patience and empathy, but like I teach in my workshop, it's like a light. You switch, you can just turn it on and off while you're taking care of someone. But more importantly, I want people to walk away with the idea of I can improvise and give Alzheimer's a dose of comedy. Like, give yourself permission to kind of laugh at some of the stuff you're going through. Like, my dad used to think I was my brother when I cut my hair. And I'm like, I've been a good son, huh? He's like, yeah. You know, like, my mama would be like, it ain't funny. I want you to wear earrings. I'm like, but it is. I don't care if he think I'm my brother. Right. If he having a good time right now, it is what it is, so I just want people to kind of understand that caregiving is so hard, and I want people to walk away with a different respect for what caregivers are actually going through.
So how do you balance being funny while being a caregiver?
Therapy helped a lot. I will just be honest. It really, really helped me to kind of be able to process my emotions outside of my father. And in the film, I did like a lot of personal videos. Like I would record myself on how I feel, because sometimes you don't always get a chance to talk to your therapist. Yeah. It's like, I need to get this out right now, and I don't want to hear what nobody else got to say. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I feel. So I would do a lot of self-reflection like that. And then honestly, even though I've never really been good at like sports or anything like that, but going to the gym helps a lot, because you kind of, that energy just kind of goes somewhere else, like you kind of moving it through. But so going to the gym helps me. And then writing a lot. I would kind of write down. I teach this in my workshop as a storyteller method, to write down like what actually happened, like what can you do to change it, what can't you do, and then what's funny. It's something funny about this. Like, what's funny? You looking stupid. Like, me and my sister hit a deer last week. And though it was so scary, like, I'm like, well, what's funny? We was like, we were on the dark road and we did that black people thing. We can't get off on, we're going to have to keep going.
Right.
It's a little too dark. Can't stop right here.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we woke up and I, try to find some kind of laughter. So I just kind of encourage that. And that's what I do.
Gotcha. So what piece of advice would you give a young Arlieta Hall?
I don't know, because Arlieta was so good. Sometimes I want that old Arlieta back, because this Arlieta got a filter.
Do you?
Right, I'm scared now.
I didn't know any better
No,
then, so I would just
right.
say stuff.
Yeah.
If you get that old Arlieta back, watch out.
Watch out. But wait, ask me that question again, because I got confused.
So, what piece of advice would you give a younger version of Arlieta? Arlieta back in the day, they used to walk these hallways.
Like there's a little Arlieta that is a class of 2026, right? What would you tell that baby?
Hang on.
Playing all day. Look at her. She can't even think.
Because I don't want to be shady.
No, say it.
Drop out of school, get out of here.
Your mama told us this when we was younger. Everybody ain't your friend.
No.
Yeah.
That's something that it took me a very, very, very long time to learn that. And there's no shades against anybody that's not my friend or was my friend. But it's just something that I had to learn the difference between a friend, an associate, a coworker, just learning the difference in how to place people and how to place my energy.
Right.
And it's no blame to them. I just used to put a lot of energy into a lot of people
Right.
and a lot of situations that were very draining to my life. And now that I'm like 36, Arlieta, I got all that energy back. I'm like, what could you have done with this?
Right.
20 years
Yeah.
ago. You know what I mean? How far you could have come if you would have just put the energy in yourself to do things you want to do and not what everybody else is doing. And I think that's just growing up traditional thinking you have to have, like, we still kind of was on that tail end of marriage.
Checking the boxes.
Yeah, checking all those boxes. So I just feel like knowing that I don't have to check those boxes and knowing everybody ain't your friend and everybody don't deserve your energy or time.
Well said.
That saying, I will never ever forget that saying. Our parents saying that everybody
That ain't
ain't your friend.
But also they used to be like, that's not your friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
And you'll be like,
and they
what?
be right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hindsight that, and then now that I'm older and I look at younger people, I'm like, oh, baby, you need to stay away from her. And I feel like
See
an
what
old
I'm saying?
head. I'm like, my mom used to tell me, you gonna get tired.
Ain't never lied.
No.
Ain't never lied. So tell us what's next. What's next and how can we support?
Okay, so what's next for me? Next thing I'm doing is finishing a documentary. So if you all can please subscribe to Finding Your Laughter. So that way you can stay updated with everything that I have going on. I will also still be co-producing My Best Friend is Black. We have a comedy show every fourth Thursday at the Lincoln Lodge. If you all could please come to our all Black independently run variety show. We do stand-up comedy, we do improv comedy, we do sketch comedy. We work so hard.
It's a really good show. And Best of Chicago 2023, Best Comedy Show.
And 2024.
Yeah. Award-winning show.
Yes, so those are two things I have coming up. And another thing, I also teach stand-up comedy at the Lincoln Lodge. So if you at home like, oh, I kind of want to do stand-up comedy, please take my class. I have classes coming up, so just check the Lincoln Lodge's website to sign up for my class. Comedy is an open ground for everybody. You don't have to want to be the next Cat Williams. You could just take a class and come have fun for 6 weeks.
Right,
Everybody want to come pop their shit. So come see me.
Yeah.
So as we're bringing it to a close, I just want to thank you for being here. Well, actually, before we do that, is there anything you need to get off? Anything else that you maybe want the people to know? I know you just shared about ventures that you have, but like the whole idea of this podcast is that you get an opportunity to tell your story again, right? So the Arlieta then versus Arlieta now, all of those questions kind of like start some of the stuff. But like, is there anything that maybe you want to get off?
I just really thankful for Thornwood High School for being the school that I actually came to. I learned so much here. I didn't have to go to a private school. I didn't have to like go outside my neighborhood. I walked to school every day. And not only did I walk to school, I walked home from school and stopped at Aurelio's. Them was some of my best times. Was able actually, and to be honest with you, was away from school, walking home and back to school with my friends.
Yeah.
And being able to graduate with majority of my friends, and a lot of my friends, we went to college and graduated, and we're all working and doing a lot of cool things. So I'm just grateful that this school is an environment of people that I grew up with, of middle class, that I'm proud of. I am always proud of this school. I even tell people I went to the school with the prettiest girls. I know that.
Okay.
It is what it is. When I got to like college and stuff, I'm like, these girls ain't got nothing on Thornwood. Excuse you.
They in college.
Like, what's wrong with y'all? Then when I graduated college, I'm like, y'all still ugly. Like, so I'm just grateful for that too. I was like, oh, I did go to school with pretty girls. I'm pretty too. But no, but I'm just really thankful for having this middle class. Like, as I arrived here today, like, I passed kindergarten. My sister went to kindergarten. So I'm just so thankful for South Holland, like, upkeeping this wonderful community and this wonderful school. We had a lot of memories here, and a lot of things that we did here were safe. We were thankful where I didn't have any kind of, like, shootings at my school. Like,
we didn't have to have clear backpacks.
No, we didn't have to have clear backpacks.
Yeah.
If people got in a fight, they typically got back cool. You know what I mean? Like, we got, from the pep rallies to homecomings to the games. Like, the games was so lit. And that was one of my biggest, okay, I'm gonna say this little memory, then I'll be done. But one of my biggest memories is being able to be at high school with some of the dopest basketball players I've ever met in my life. And I will never forget when you all went downstate my senior year, and we actually drove to Peoria. Like, it was so lit. Like, I'm like, Mom, can I please go? She was like, yeah. Then I'm like, Tabby, can we go? Tabby's like, my mama said I could drive a van. What? We going to Peoria? Like, we actually rented a room. Like, we were really like adults and like proud of our friends. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these my real friends, and these are still my real friends. Like, shout out to Shy. Shy be coming to my shows too.
Big bro,
like
Shy.
the cheering was authentic, because like those your people for real.
Yeah,
like I got class with him.
Yeah, like, these my people. Like, so it was real. And then that's also like my first time really watching Derrick Rose play.
Yeah.
He was playing against my friends, and I saw that. That was my first time, to be honest with you, seeing a star my age, because I saw how he worked the court. I'm like, dang. I'm like, oh, he
going somewhere.
He going somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when people be like, Arlieta, you going somewhere? I'm like, dang, do I look like Rose? You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's a big hope. If y'all could just teach me how to dribble between my legs, I promise I'll be okay.
I got you.
You've been saying that for
Don't
years.
even. It's a group of them that want to be taught basketball right now.
Yeah.
And no, we ain't starting.
We ain't doing.
No.
We ain't. Okay.
I don't even want to sign you up for that. I don't think it's gonna work.
But I
out.
want to be a part of it, and I have the cool club. I look like a point guard all day.
No,
Remember, I was point guard for a little bit.
she
Like,
did play in middle school, and she scored in the wrong basket.
Was that McKinley?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, that was y'all fault. So we on the court, and I do blame the team. We on the court. This is 7th grade, like hooping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll never forget Brittany Nichols. I'll never forget. We got dressed. We had the shout out Brittany Nichols. We had on our royal blue and white uniforms. We in the locker room. I had the royal blue and white mid top ones on. I'm like, oh, we look good. Brittany was like, it's not about how we look. It's about the game.
That's when you knew it was too serious.
I didn't know what was happening. I'm like, it's about what? I didn't know it was about the game.
Right.
That's the first time I got scared. I was like, oh shit, I gotta play.
Right.
Like, so then we got out there, and then it was like real. Like, people was in the stands. I'm like, oh, this is a real thing. Like, like, I don't know, like Miss Reisky, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Thank you for letting me on the team. She knew y'all loved me, and she didn't want to let me down like she did for the volleyball team when she made me manager. But anyway, but I got to ride the bus. I ain't care. I did take score.
Right.
But so anyway, we are on an away game at Shrum. I think we was at Shrum, and we playing, we hooping. I finally get in the game when it counts. You know what I'm saying? I get the ball. I'm going for a fast break. Some of them call them layups. This was a fast break. You know what that means when you get it anyway. So I'm doing that thing. They telling me, go Arlieta. I'm going straight to the hoop. Straight to the hoop. Eyes focused like it's Space Jam. You know what I'm saying? Go up. Get the ball. Get the whole little layup. They were saying, no, Arlieta. I never knew. I'm thinking, go. They like, no, Arlieta, no, Arlieta. I wonder why nobody else is chasing me down the court. I was solo, and I ain't really that fast, so I was real slow back then.
She did that.
Wow.
All of this.
And then
they
they
made the basket.
Yeah, and I sucked. I got most improved. That's how you know you're the weakest one on the team. But they happy you showed up.
She scored in that other bit. I will never forget.
And
that.
they gave me that 2 points for the season. Like, when she gave my most improved award, I'm like, why is them 2 points on there? Like, girl, don't embarrass me.
She scored a basket
right.
this year.
You scored.
I didn't want to see it. After I knew it was wrong, I'm like, it should just be X'd off.
Right.
She really gave me credit. Like,
Leave
here's
me
those
blank.
2 wrong points.
Oh my God.
Well,
Yeah.
Miss Hall, we appreciate your time. Thank you for blessing us. Much love and blessings on the rest of your journey. So proud to cheer you on, and we're glad that we got to bring you back home to the wood.
I know you have a very busy schedule. Thank you for working it out to be here with us today. And I'm just thankful to being your friend and just being a part of this process because I know you about to I see huge things for you and they are coming very, very soon.
Yeah.
Thank
So,
you.
good job.
Thank y'all so much for having me. To everybody watching, it makes me so happy when I see people that I grew up with at my comedy shows because don't nobody get me like y'all get me. Thank you so much for this podcast. Like I said, I've known Danae when she wanted to do a podcast and it was just an idea in her mind. So I'm so proud of you for actually bringing your idea out and bringing it to fruition. Shout out to Reggie, for everything you're doing. Shout out to B for all the equipment. It's really high tech up in here, y'all. The budget is budgeted. You know what I'm saying? You see, I'm trying to sit straight. I know what money look like and how you're supposed to act when you're around it. This ain't no regular water. But I just want to thank y'all for this. This is really expensive. That TV touchscreen. But anyway. Reggie used starch.
Okay, we gonna be here all day.
Okay, we gonna be here all day.
Yeah.
But I love y'all. Thank you so much. Thank y'all for having me again. I love you, Thornwood, for everything you've done for me and to place me in a world where I feel safe and where I'm okay to do comedy and talk to all people. And I think that stems from me having this type of background at this high school.
For
So
sure.
thank you.
For sure. Yep. So thank you to all of the viewers. Support the T-Birds. This is Danae, Miss Hall, myself, Reggie. Make it a great day or not.
Choice is yours.
I almost said, where'd that come from? Right? We used to say that every day.
Yeah, it was on the last week.
Make it a great day or not.